Hi folks, how are you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. In this video, we'll discuss NVIDIA recent drop and we'll try to make an assessment for early next week using fundamentals, technical charts, economic data, and forward PE. We'll also take a look at SMCI stock. Now, let's get started. You see NVIDIA stock chart for today on your screen. NVIDIA opened at 127.12. It made a high 130.63. It made a low 124.30 and it closed at 126.57. That is 3.22% down. So another drop on NVIDIA today. So yesterday plus today, I guess we got about 5 to 6% drop on NVIDIA. And to me, that kind of makes sense because in last few days and weeks, Nvidia was going up without any correction. So as you notice, in last 1 month, Nvidia is still up 32.6%. So with this 6% drop yesterday plus today, I guess Nvidia can do a little bounce back on Monday. But remember one thing, looking at this drop, I do not think that there's a downtrend on Nvidia. This is just part of the correction which was due for a long time. In my understanding, there is more room for drop on Nvidia. Like I said, in last 1 month, already 32% up. And last 6 months, 158.3% up. And also, historically speaking, the second month after earnings is always slow. As I showed you the data a few days ago, let me show you one more time. So these are the charts I was talking to you about. There are three charts, one for the last quarter, and this one is for last quarter minus one, meaning 1 quarter prior. And the third one is last quarter minus two, that is 2 quarters prior. The last quarter probably is more relevant. You see, starting from the second month, NVIDIA started going down and some consolidation you can notice, right? So same behavior I'm expecting on NVIDIA this time as well. So as we already completed 1 month, starting from May 22 through 6/21. So starting next week will be the second month after the earning. So the second month starting from next week will be slower than the first month. In the first month, we already saw that NVIDIA went up 32%. So the second month, I'm not expecting NVIDIA to go that much high. And the starting third month, I see based on the historical data, NVIDIA should pick it up more. See, the slope is starting going up in the last quarter. So same behavior we can expect this time as well. So today I bought some NVIDIA stocks around 127. I still have some more cash. Probably I can buy more on Monday and Tuesday if NVIDIA drops a little more. And also the SMCI. I'm planning to buy SMCI stock also on Monday. As of this point, I do not have SMCI stock because I sold my SMCI sometime early this week around 9:20. Now let's take a look technical charts. You see 90-day hourly interval chart for Nvidia on your screen and also the MACD chart. So if you notice the MACD chart, you see the MACD line started going down today as well, starting from yesterday. As we expected yesterday that the MACD line should go further down because the curve was very steep and there was some downward momentum was building yesterday. So at this point, based on the MACD, I see that some recovery might happen on Monday. Now let's take a look 30 minutes chart. So based on the 30 minutes chart, you see that some recovery started happening later this afternoon. And I'm expecting this recovery should continue on Monday morning as well. Now let's take a look RSI. RSI in a 30 minutes chart is at 42, slightly higher than yesterday. This tells me that some buying pressure started happening later this afternoon. Let's take a look hourly interval chart. So in the hourly interval chart, RSI is still below 40. So that tells that in the longer term version, we still see Nvidia oversold. So this tells me that there is more correction or drop due in the longer term, like I said in the beginning of this video. So even if some recovery happens early next week, I see more drop might happen later next week or the following week. Now let's take a look Fibonacci levels. You see Fibonacci levels on your screen starting from 0% to 100%. I selected 140.56 as my highest point and 93.56 as my lowest point, because starting from this point Nvidia started going up and did not come back. So next level of support, as we saw yesterday, was 129.47, and Nvidia was able to break that support today. And after that is 122.61, but I'm not expecting Nvidia to go down to that level early next week. On the upper side, you see the resistance at 140.56. So at this point, there is some downward momentum on Nvidia, but that momentum is breaking. See that? The pace is going slow. Unlike yesterday, you see the steep curve? Now it's getting better. Now let's take a look forward PE for Nvidia and SMCI and try to see where does Nvidia and SMCI stand with respect to forward PE. So you see this table on your screen. I updated the forward PE for Nvidia, Palantir, SMCI, and AMD as of today. So at this point, Nvidia forward P is at 46.88, slightly lower than the last week. If you see the forward P 5 weeks ago, it was much lower than 46.88. So it was trending up, right? It's starting from here. But now we see some correction happening on Nvidia. Palantir 72.24, slightly higher than last week. And SMCI is at 29, higher than last week. As I mentioned, the last week that, it was a very good point to buy SMCI because the forward P was too low at that point. So I made some money because I bought SMCI around 770 and sold it at 920. And the next one is AMD, 46.46, kind of about the same level compared with last week. But AMD looks to me as slightly expensive at this point. Now let's take a look news regarding Nvidia. So as I said yesterday that Nvidia forward P has not been that high in last 5 or 6 weeks, but it used to be above 50 sometime in 2022. But the whole 2023 and 2024 Nvidia forward P has not been that high. So that's why expecting some drop should happen on Nvidia, and it did yesterday and today. So whenever the forward P for Nvidia goes above 50, it looks to me a risky buy. Now let's take a look news regarding Nvidia. So let's take a look this one. It says that stock of the day, Nvidia is in a classic bearish engulfing pattern. Does it mean trouble ahead? Let's take a look. So it says that the pattern suggests the stock may be about to move lower. So they shared this chart. But I don't agree that Nvidia started to enter in the bearish territory. I guess a correction happening on Nvidia that was long time due. So now this one that talks about overall market, that says market could take normal routine pause after record highs. The strategist says now is the time if you have profits to book them. So that's what I thought yesterday. People are taking profits. It's already been too high in last few days or week overall market. So it's a good time to take some profit and re-enter the market after a few days. Now let's take a look this one that says Nvidia on pace for largest percent decrease since April data top. So this one also talking about Nvidia to go down further. Now this one that says that Nvidia stock runs out of steam, why stumble will be short-lived. So this analysts think that this downward momentum is short-lived, and I tend to agree with this analysis. Now you see that there is no specific news regarding Nvidia or anything negative that should bring Nvidia down. So this is just a correction or profit taking happening on Nvidia. Now let's take a look at other AI stocks. So starting with Amazon, it's 1.60%, the highest positive change so far on the AI stocks. And then Microsoft, 0.92% positive, but all other stocks are negative today. AMD, Apple, SoundHound, SMCI, NVIDIA, Avago, and Palantir. Palantir are the most negative closing today. This kind of makes sense because Palantir has been moving high since past few days. Now let's take a look economic calendar for next week. You see on your screen starting Monday, nothing much coming up. Tuesday next week, no big data coming up, and Wednesday, nothing much. Thursday, weekly initial jobless claim, but that's not going to impact the market too much. But Friday, we have the PC index data coming up, and that's very important. I'm guessing Thursday again will see market under pressure. So early next week, no big data that can cause market go down. So if the market goes down next week, that will be just a short-term correction. I guess that's all about NVIDIA and SMCI for today and early next week. I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.